Have you ever been hooked by a movie right after its first trailer? You know, those teasers that make your heart race with excitement, like the first time you saw the trailer to Logan. That's exactly what Longlegs has done. From its creepy teasers to mysterious trailers and unsettling posters, everything about it has built up an intense anticipation. And with Neon's track record for great indie films, Longlegs promises to be one of the year's most intriguing movies. But here's the best part. Longlegs delivers on every level. It mixes horror, deep character exploration, and dark crime elements. It's fantastic, really. The care put into its retro-style portrayal of a serial killer is incredible. It holds its own with classics such as The Silence of the Lambs and Seven, with their chilling scenes and grim settings. It's everything you want visually in a film like this. Ever see Nicolas Cage in a role that makes you squirm? In Longlegs, he goes beyond acting. He completely transforms. Even with limited screen time, Cage leaves a lasting impact. His portrayal of a horrifying madman with his prosthetic face, pale skin, and long, unkempt gray hair is enough to give you nightmares. You might need to look closely to recognize Cage under all that makeup, but he's there. Giving one of his weirdest, and this is Cage we're talking about, so that spectrum is real wide, and most intense performances yet. But director Oz Perkins has crafted something unique. His skill and confidence shine in every scene. From how he frames shots to the way that he builds tension and paces the story, Perkins has made a spooky and captivating thriller that stands out this year. What makes a horror film truly great? Is it the scares, the story, or the characters? Longlegs nails all of these. It slowly reveals plot details, keeping you guessing. The characters are deep and unsettling, giving you a peek into their troubled minds. The crime elements add complexity, making the film as gripping as it is eerie. Now tell me, ever had a movie keep you awake at night? Hereditary did that for me. Nothing else came close. Longlegs almost matched it, hitting about 80% of my expectations. The movie starts slow and it builds suspense gradually, but once it picks up speed, get ready for a thrilling ride. It's full of surprise that grips you tightly. If you enjoy unsettling movies, this is the perfect one for you. There's one scene in particular involving a 911 call where something horrific happens in the background as the operator listens. You don't see a single bit of it, but it still haunts me to this day. Longlegs felt like someone was playing tricks on my mind through the screen. Its editing isn't just about putting scenes together, it's about telling a story that keeps you guessing. Quick flashes of unrelated images and non-diegetic sound just show up out of nowhere, like they're whispering secrets you can't quite catch. It's unsettling and makes you wonder what's real and what's not. Now, the sound design. Close your eyes and listen. The silence in Longlegs isn't just empty, it's full of suspense. The sounds are heavy, wrapping you in a feeling of unease. They say silence can be scarier than any scream, and here every creak, every whisper fills the space between heartbeats. It's like the movie itself is holding its breath, waiting to surprise you. Silent scenes in horror movies are usually calm before something big happens, but not in Longlegs. Here, silence isn't just quiet, it's like a character in the story. The dialogue hangs in the air like a thick fog, almost suffocating in its silence. It's spooky and makes you wonder what scary things might be lurking nearby. Every scene feels like a painting, but instead of a peaceful landscape, you get eerie images bathed in strange light. The low camera angles make you feel small and scared, looking into a world where shadows hide more than they show. The way scenes are filmed, it's like you're watching from the shadows yourself, distant yet drawn in. Micah Monroe plays Lee Harker, a new FBI agent. She's great at her job but finds social situations tough. Critics love how she brings Lee to life with her intense acting. Even though Lee is awkward, Micah's performance feels natural, like she's not acting at all. Her co-star, Nicolas Cage, praised her for being so real and vulnerable on screen. One of the most gripping scenes is when Lee meets the serial killer played by Cage. The tension is so strong, you can almost feel it through the screen. Micah Monroe's role in Longlegs shows off her talent and makes the movie more thrilling and deep. She makes you care about what happens to Lee Harker, making her character unforgettable. But Longlegs is causing a lot of arguments. This movie has split its audience right down the middle. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 67% score from viewers, but on Metacritic, it's a bit higher with a 78 out of 100. CinemaScore gave it a C+ grade, which has left people puzzled. Even MoviePhone users can't agree, giving it a 74. So why all the mixed feelings? Some people are saying it's the best thing they've seen all year, while others think it's a waste of money. One of the big topics of debate, the ending. It left viewers with more questions than answers. The reveal about FBI agent Lee Harker and the serial killer Longlegs has everyone talking. People want to know more about Longlegs. Who or what is it? And what's the deal with those coded letters at the crime scenes? Leaving things open-ended is a classic move in horror movies. It's all about keeping you guessing, making you think long after the movie is over, and Longlegs seems to have mastered it. A quick warning to viewers, this next section contains spoilers. You still here? After Dale Cobble, also known as Longlegs, tragically takes his own life in front of Micah Monroe's character, Lee Harker is left to uncover what really happened. She learns that her mom, Ruth, was working with Longlegs all along. Ruth disguised herself as a nun to deliver cursed dolls to families on their daughters' birthdays. These dolls contained an evil power that made fathers harm their families and themselves. But there's more to the story. Longlegs wasn't acting alone. He was influenced by something dark, maybe even the devil himself. The movie hints at biblical references and supernatural forces guiding his actions. Director Perkins explained that Longlegs was someone whose life was taken over by evil, making him do terrible things. When Lee confronts her mom, Ruth reveals a shocking truth. Longlegs planned to harm Lee on her 9th birthday, but Ruth struck a deal to spare her. This revelation changes everything for Lee, breaking the psychic connection that clouded her understanding of her past. The twist in Longlegs reflects the director's own experience growing up, where some truths were hidden to protect family unity. It shows how parents sometimes shield their children from harsh realities with comforting stories. Harker visits her mom to find out the truth and learns that her mother, Ruth, was involved in the murders. Ruth admits she made a pact with the Longlegs. She would deliver handmade dolls to each family and make sure that killings happened, all to keep her daughter safe. It's a shocking secret that makes the story even more intense. At the climax, Harker tries to shoot one of these dolls but can't. The doll's power suggests that Longlegs' influence extends beyond his death, keeping Harker under his control. It's a chilling thought that makes us wonder if Harker will ever be free. Have you heard of Revelations 13:1? Both Longlegs and Ruth quote this Bible verse before they die. It talks about the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns, often seen as the Antichrist. In Longlegs, these characters are like the beast, tricking and controlling families by pretending to give them religious gifts. Using Revelation 13:1 makes the story even creepier, making us think about the true nature of evil. But why does Longlegs target families with daughters born on the 14th? It's a strange detail that ties back to the number 14 coming from Revelations 13:1. The number 7 is important in the Bible, symbolizing completeness and divinity. By targeting these families, Longlegs might have thought he was freeing them in a twisted way. It's a dark method that adds to the film's eerie feeling. Even though Longlegs and Ruth die, the story leaves Harker and Ruby alive. The doll, with its unexplained power, is still there. This open ending suggests that Longlegs could keep influencing things from beyond the grave. Could Harker become the next villain, controlled by the same force she tried to stop? The idea is both interesting and scary. Now, let's think about the bigger meaning of the movie. What does the ending of Longlegs really mean? Besides the horror and suspense, the film seems to talk about how fragile families can be. Longlegs targets parents, making fathers hurt their wives and daughters. It's a strong reminder that violence can enter any home, no matter how good it seems. Harker, raised by a single mother, is the only one who survives this brutal cycle. The movie also suggests that anyone can be pushed to do terrible things if they believe it's for a good reason. Throughout the film, characters do violent acts they never thought they would. Even Harker kills her own mother to protect someone else. It's a disturbing thought, but it's a powerful message about the human mind and how far we will go for those we love. In the end, Longlegs is more than just a horror movie. It's a complex story about control, manipulation, and the dark side of human nature. With its chilling ending, the film leaves us with many questions. What will happen to Harker and Ruby? Will Longlegs' creepy influence continue? And most importantly, how far would you go to protect someone you love? If you're looking for a movie that will keep you thinking long after it's over, Longlegs is a must-watch.